Right. Here we have more Amstrad Action. We're starting issue 39 tonight. December 1988. Getting through the good years. Yeah, still £1.25. Still Britain's leading magazine for the Amstrad CPC 464, 664 and 6128. Not an official Amstrad publication. No, not an official Amstrad publication. Gotta be sure. So you want to learn a language. 10. If basic baffles you, or C confuses you, or fourth fools you, or Pascal puzzles you, then turn to page 16 now for the complete CPC language guide. Teach us BCPL instead, probably. CPC games overload even more than even you can handle. 14 pages of reviews begin on page 43. Fernandez Must Die, Daley Thompson, Live and Let Die, Cybernoid II, Pac-Mania, Savage, 1943. '96, the Game of the Year Gauntlet. This is truly brilliant program, and this is a truly brilliant program and shouldn't be missed at any cost. Zap 64 from US Gold. 1987, the Game of the Year Outrun, a flippin' good game. Test drove one today. Sinclair user from US Gold. Yeah, alright. 1988, the Game of the Year Thunderblade. Was the meanest fighting machine ever to hit the skies. The Pepsi Challenge Game of the Year from US Gold. Yeah, Commodore 64 128 cassette and disc. Spectrum 48 128K. 899 cassette 1299 disc. Amstrad CPC 999 cassette 1499 disc. Atari ST and PC 1999 disc. Amiga 2499 disc. The world's #1 arcade game. Apparently not Game of the Year though. Operation Wolf. The arcade sensation of the year. 6 levels of thrilling coin-op action are brought to life on your home micro. Without fast and accurate shooting skills, you will never complete your mission, which takes you through steaming jungles and enemy strongholds as you attempt to liberate the prisoners and secure a safe getaway. For all the original arcade play features, magazine reloads, energy bottles, hidden supplies, rocket grenades, and much, much more. Spectrum 895, Commodore and Amstrad 995. Here's our lineup. MC, all the CPC news with previews and latest releases. Reaction, your thoughts, observations, and ruminations, and Sugar Man. Pretty? Well, no, but hard as nails. So, language guide. Before you pick a language to learn, you'll need to consult our comprehensive roundup. The action begins on 43. Cybernoid II. Phew, what a scorcher, handled with extreme care. Savage, without any shadow of a doubt, the best graphics ever seen on a CPC. And you can quote us on that. Okay? Fernandez Must Die. Imageworks are go. Live and Let Die. Don't mark an elite. Join hands to bring you the latest attempt at a Bond conversion. And it works! The Christmas New Year issue of Amstrad Action, which hits the street on 8th December, features a great sensational free gift. Don't miss it. And remember, your friendly neighbourhood newsagent will be delighted to reserve you a copy. Delighted. Too clever by half. Oh no, I hear you groan. Christmas already? Afraid so. Yeah, it seems it's getting early every year. Indeed, oldsters like me can remember a time when it didn't start until December. Cries of, never, he's exaggerating. The reason is obvious, and can be summed up in one word, money. There's lots about it, Christmas, so everyone waits until then to release their big films, records, and books. This is particularly noticeable in the area of games for the CPC, yet the full-priced Football Manager 2 was released on the supposedly slack summer period, and is still outselling most budget games. More than one observant reader has rung in to ask why there wasn't a master game in last month's issue, And the simple answer is that there was nothing worthy of that title. And what happens this month? Fiber's excellent Savage is ousted from its rightful position as master game by the even better Cybernoid II. Still, every Thingamy has a silver what's it, and the good news is that at the time of the year, when you're looking around for games to get as presents, there's lots of quality stuff to choose from. As a result, next month's AA is bound to be crammed with even more goodies than this one, so don't buy that game until you read what we make of it, or you may be sorry. Oh, it's a threat. Amscene. All the CPC news that's fit to print. Amstrad soars despite crash. Sugar. CPCs contributed to Spanish growth by 74%. The publication of Amstrad PLC's latest sales figures has confounded the critics and provided some useful pointers to its future development. The figures for the year ending 30th of June 1988, and including last year's disastrous stock exchange crash, show Amstrad after-tax profits pushing ahead from £89 million, 1987, to well over £90 million. Turnover for the same period increased from £511 million to £625 million. And profits would have been higher still had Amstrad not also during this period acquired the Fidelity brand name for £3 million and ended overseas distributorships at a cost of £1 million. Alan Sugar's statement as chairman points out that the company has undergone a crucial period of seed planting and consolidation. This includes forming wholly owned distribution companies in Italy, Germany, Holland, Belgium and Australia, all of which Sugar calls a major investment in the future. The report also contains strong indications that the CPC remains a valued item in the Amstrad catalogue. While not wishing to sound like an old broken record, Sugar's at pains to stress, as if Amstrad does not survive on new products alone. Thus, home computers continue to provide some 20% of the company's turnover, more than 5 times its printer figures, and easily more than its video and audio sales combined. Almost 700,000 Amstrad home computers were sold last year, no mean feat for a market now well past its period of fastest expansion. Even more revealing is the increase of the Amstrad share in Spain, which recorded a massive 74% growth. In this territory, Sugar writes, the PC 1640 and the CPC range of home computers were the subject of major promotions, and these were responsible for much of this growth. The report confirms expectations that the Sinclair brand name is to be adopted for the entertainment sector of the company's home computer products, with the Amstrad label reserved exclusively for business machines. No mention, however, is made of the Sinclair PC 200 series, sparing Coy Allen's blushes, perhaps at its poor spec and performance. One last item is Sugar's own shareholding. 249,018,750 shares, 43.9% of the total share issue. This confirms rumours that RL is not short of a bob or two. The major obstacle to Amstrad's future growth, as Sugar sees it, is the current shortage of DRAMs. Amstrad's long-term response has been to acquire a major stake in an Idaho-based memory manufacturing and marketing company. The £45 million investment is intended to secure long-term supplies, Sugar commented. In the short term, the chairman's report states, Amstrad is to shift the emphasis of our DRAM consumption into those products, which are highest in the sales value. Terribly put, but we know what he means. Guardian angle. The boys at Brentwood, ever eager to improve customer relations since when, have installed an electronic bulletin board for 24-hour information and advice. We have increased staffing in our customer services department to 25 by Simon Angel, Amstrad Group Services Controller, but the installed base of Amstrad machines is now so huge, there he goes again, that customers can't always get through. So we've installed an electronic bulletin board. Its snappy title is Customer Services, and it operates on V21, V22, V22 Biz and V23 baud rates, running on Opus 1.03b. The board provides interactive support for the CPC and is to carry public domain software for up and downloading, knowing every CPC owner can access information and advice for 8,544 hours a year makes me sleep easier at night, smiled Angel. Yuck. Tim will fix it. A new company specialising in the repair of computers, and particularly CPCs, opened in London recently and has already attracted home and overseas business. Tim Morris, 23, and Ian Vaudry, 29, set up the shop in an industrial unit in Brixton, run by the South London Business Initiative Youth Enterprise Centre. Most computer repair companies, said Ian, are based in the north of England, so he knew there was a gap in the market. Response so far, he claims, has been overwhelming. VSC Technical Services, as the lads are rather grandly known, specialise in 8-bit machines. They offer a fixed price that includes VAT and postage. CPC repair prices include £21.90 for virtually any problem, excluding cabinet damage, and repairs to monitor at £24.90 mono and £29.90 colour. Printer repairs should be around the £30 mark too. Repairs are guaranteed for 4 months. Before you bung your CPC into the post, however, we suggest you give them a ring and confirm a quote. Tim Morris left, and Ian Vaudry practice on a Commodore before they get to work on something valuable, like a CPC, for instance. Telesales. Oh no! Oh no. The Determined Monster. No. With the Christmas novelty market opening up, The Munsters is a TV tie-in with the 60s hit, currently being repeated yet again on Channel 4. It's the first release from a new full-price label, the badly named Again Again sister to Alternative. The Munsters are a typical American family, a vampiric grandfather and mother, DIY dad, monstrous vampire of a son, and a perfectly normal daughter who's considered weird by the others. Again intends to produce games which are so addictive that everyone will want to play them again and again, which is a noble aim, if hardly an original one. It is unlikely that any company is intending to release games so boring that everyone will want to avoid them like the plague, now is it? Still, buying a license to a decades-old foreign TV series is probably cheap and provides plentiful artwork. Question: what do you call Postman Pat when he's lost his job? And another TV type-in, this time from Addictive. Postman Pat, who has his own television program and little van, is due for a pre-Christmas release. What he was in the first place was not known. Naturally, Addictive ensure us that the full-price game will appeal even to those impervious to the chap's charisma. Still, if you ever witnessed a personal appearance by the man himself and seen the kids go wild over him, the editor has, and he's still got the scars to prove it, you'll need no convincing that the game stands a good chance of success. Answer: Pat. Okay. In case you were wondering, this is an RS-232 quick patch box. It allows you to reconfigure an existing RS-232 cable quickly and easily using some push-fit jumper leads. It's £20 from Action Computer Supplies, Abercorn Commercial Centre, Manor Farm Road, Wembley, Middlesex. Okay. A joystick is a joystick is a joystick. Connex the Navigator, £15. Cheetah Challenger, £5, and Mark I, £11, and Starfighter, £15. US Invasion. If you went to the PC show back in September, you can't fail to have seen a very large can of Pepsi, in which badly behaved urchins were dumped. No, not true, I made that last bit up. As a result of some complicated financial arrangement, US Gold have brought another full-price game called the Pepsi Challenge. But fortunately, you don't have to drink the stuff to play the game. It looks like Pac-Man with some other bits stuck in for fun, like laser bases and that you can blast the equivalent of ghosts with. And there's also some power pull type things that allow you to stomp the monsters. US Gold present the Pepsi Challenge. Roy of the Rovers, the comic football hero. That's comic as in comic strip, not as in a footballer with a red nose and funny clothes. You leave Ron Atkinson out of this. Ron Atkinson. Okay. is about to make his CPC debut. It was originally planned by Piranha, but Gremlin took over the license when Piranha went down the tubes. Roy of the Rovers is lurking on the shelves at this very moment. And while we're on the world's greatest game, Addictive has done what was previously thought impossible, thought of a new way to separate you from your hard-earned cash. They've released an expansion kit for Football Manager 2, so now you can modify your team names, colours, and player names on saved games, and for a new game select the division, decide how much money to start with, and change the amount of points awarded for a league win or draw. £7 on tape and a tenner on disc. How can it fail? Electronic Arts' long and eagerly awaited Skate or Die is arriving soon. It's a skateboarding game for up to 8 players with 5 different events to take part in. The release date is set for January '89. It will cost £9 on tape and £15 on disc. If it's anything like EA's recent releases, Arctic Fox, The Train, PHM Pegasus, it'll be brilliant. Skate or Die, EA's eagerly awaited latest. Have a nice Christmas, Frank. It might be your last. Nicely timed for the Christmas stocking market are 2 new compilations from Elite, Frank Bruno's Big Box and Fists and Throttles. Frank Bruno's Big Box is 10 old games bundled together, headed by the not very good Frank Bruno's Boxing, Commando, Ghosts and Goblins, Airwolf, Bombjack, Scooby-Doo, 1942, Saboteur, Battleships, and Betty. A wide variety of distinctly average games and a couple of good ones. Bombjack and Ghosts and Goblins, £13 on tape and £18 on disc. Fists and Throttles is 5 more of Elite's older titles. Buggy Boy, Thundercats, Akari Warriors, Dragon's Lair, and Enduro Racer. Apart from the dreadful Dragon's Lair, this is a terrific package that deserves to sell well at £13 tape and £15 disc. Oh no, Dragon's Lair is dreadful. Mirrorsoft challenged AA on Fleet Street Editor. Mirrorsoft have responded angrily to AA's review of their long-awaited DTP package Fleet Street Editor. Marketing Director Pat Bitton accepted AA's invitation to respond to Pat McDonald's conclusion that FSE was hopelessly bugged and almost useless for desktop publishing. We publish a letter and McDonald's response. Dear Pat, I've discussed with your product development team your review of Fleet Street Editor and Amstrad Action 38. Their responses are below. I'll say first that most of what you term bugs are aspects of the way the program works, which are not the same as your own opinion of how they should work. The only actual bug you have discovered is the corruption of graphics loaded into a page. This is covered below also. Art Studio medium resolution is used for graphics to maintain aspect ratio. Spacebar is used to select options as it is physically easier to use in conjunction with the cursor keys. 3. Only some important graphics come in as negative images. 4. A combination of define brush and brush width fulfills the airbrush function. 5. There is only one font because it is assumed that the use of text as graphics will be minimal. This text can be resized in the same way as any other graphic. 6. A last-minute addition to the manual now informs users that they should position a graphic to be saved from the Art Studio in the top left-hand corner of the screen to avoid picture corruption. Copy desk. 1. A font editor and extra fonts is planned for publication. 2. The slow scrolling speed results from a trade-off between screen scrolling and the facility for rules and boxes, as well as text on the page. 3. The justification style command does not only affect full columns and pages, but any 2 or more lines within a column. 4. Surely it makes sense to deal with a graphic that fits within the screen display area. Larger or longer rules or boxes can be produced in 2 or more stages. 5. The 17K allowance for graphics on a page is sufficient for most page designs. I appreciate you offering Microsoft the right to reply, and at the end of the day, the choice between 2 programs which produce a similar effect depends entirely on the way in which the user chooses to work. Pat Bitton, Marketing Director, Microsoft Limited. Pat McDonald replies, Dear Pat. A lot of Pats today. There are numerous bugs in FSE. For example, sometimes text, both in headlines and in body, become impossible to edit. the cursor can't reach it to remove or alter it. When the characters are deleted, sometimes traces of them are left behind on the screen. Here's how to invoke just one of the many bugs. You don't deny the existence of these and similar bugs as what you term aspects. 1. Aspect ratio. Art Studio. 1. Aspect ratio could have been maintained while doubling on-screen resolution by using Mode 2, which is Mode 1 cut in half. 2. A spacebar is so convenient. Why isn't it all the return key used throughout the package? 3. Imported graphics should always be usable. They're not. 4. The suggestion is inadequate in that spray cans produce a random spatter. Merely creating a splatter pattern and painting this on would look too regular. Furthermore, it would involve too much time. 5. The facility to change, load, and save fonts, even in an art package, is not technically unfeasible or even difficult. We have published typing programs that do it. See also point 1 below. 6. You mean you're not even going to correct an obvious bug? Copy disk. 1. Does this mean another 2-year delay for the facility to edit fonts? 2. Stop press can scroll more bytes of screen memory in 5% of the time. It's all very well saying it's a trade-off, but Fleet Street is unusable because of this poor performance. 3. Justification is global when the screen is redrawn. Redrawing sometimes cures on-screen screw-ups, but as a result, the same justification must be used throughout a page. 4. You misunderstood me. I quote from the review, the character scale, which is always on screen, as opposed to the positioning of graphics. 5. I didn't say it was insufficient. Nevertheless, some people will, like me, find that they cannot load all the pictures they want. At the end of the day, the choice between two programs which produce a similar effect depends entirely on the way in which the programs choose to work, or not, in the case of Fleet Street Editor. Have you used Fleet Street Editor? What do you think? Ooh. Reaction. Readers' rights. Piracy. The debate goes on and on. Last month's Reaction Extra, a heated debate between Dave Marshall of Digital Integration and Alexander Goldscheider of Romantic Robot on the latter's multiface, provoked numerous lengthy and impassioned, though really very clearly thought-through replies. Piracy, it seems, is a subject rather like sex, politics, and religion. Everyone knows what they think, and never mind the logic. Here's a selection of edited highlights. You blame Marshall and Goldscheider, they started it. Hey, here are the lands, come and kill a spider. Yeah. A retailer. If Romantic Robot really advertised the utility as the good Dr. Goldscheider did in Reaction Extra as a tool for saving and dumping screens and altering programs and backing your own software to disk for warning that to use for copying is both illegal and biting the hand that feeds you, then they would be seen to be at least showing their distaste for piracy and perhaps doing a little bit towards stopping the tide. But if they did that, I put it to Dr. Goldscheider that their sales would be hit, as they know as well as anyone else that their product is being used for illegal purposes, even on a small scale. There are probably thousands of these devices in use, and I'm pretty sure that they're doing the industry out of a great deal of money, which is why Mr. Marshall got in his high horse in the first place. At the same time, I apologize to the few users who are using these products for their intended purposes, and more power to their elbows, as these very same people will be programming games, etc. in the future, and hopefully I'll be making a living from their efforts. I, at the moment, do not sell any copying device in my stand against pirating, but it is obviously futile, as people just buy them direct from the manufacturers. So I am thinking of changing my policy so that if I sell them, I can at least point out the consequences of misuse. Not the best solution, but I fail to see what else I can do. S. Palmer, Abingdon. So, on the one hand, we have someone resolutely opposed to the multiface and preparing to sell it. And an upgrader. I was introduced to computing via MSc courses and decided to purchase 464 for various reasons. During the time I had the 464, I built up about 60 software titles, including games. A lot of the software I found very useful. I became disillusioned with cassette loading, in particular the time taken. Due to increasing access to PCs, I decided to purchase a computer with a disk drive, rather than upgrade the 464. Staying faithful to Amstrad, I bought a 6128. I really got the words around the wrong way there. I still wanted to use the tape software and decided to purchase multiface to enable me to transfer to disk. The original tapes were then sold, enabling me to purchase disk software. All my software is for my personal use. I have not sold or received copies. Also, what's the point of paying £15 for a game only to be disappointed? Disc premiums are far too high, as are the 3-inch discs themselves. The disc versions are not always enhanced, nor is the extra memory used. As I now have a 5¼ inch drive as well, for economy reasons, and there is no software for the CPCs on that media, I transfer my purchases. I'm not a pirate, nor do I deal with them, but I think I am allowed to develop my system to suit myself. I have spent an awful lot of cash on computing, so I don't see why there's a fuss about these gadgets. It doesn't stop me purchasing software. I don't just use multiface for transfers, but for pokes as well, and to further my understanding. So I hope to take up employment in computers. I need the education I gained from a software system where a multiface is present. I can't see pirates using this when they only supply multiface users. John Goodwin, Sheffield. And on the other hand, there's someone making the usual ritual noises against piracy and actually profiting from the sale of copied games. Listen, John. If you transfer tape games to disc and then sell the tapes, you're breaking the law. Okay. Letter from a man who gets into a lot of arguments in pubs. Oh, good. It's better. A little bit of controversy at last. Dave Marshall must be aware that we, the average home micro owner, are not in the business of wholesale software piracy. We are, however, in the habit of making backup copies of our original overpriced software. Indeed, the first thing that the 6128 manual tells you to do is to make a copy of the CPM Plus master discs and only work from the copies. Magnetic Scrolls, the pawn, to name but one, advises you to make up a backup of the master and use the copy. This is the approach digital integration should take. To offer to do a replacement or an upgrade are nominal but undisclosed sum is not good enough. Early on in his letter, I see that he lists all the reasons why copying is damaging to his health. He mentions that he has to pay programmers, administrators, marketing, and so on. I'm sure all AA readers will be gladdened to know that profit appears too far down on his list of priorities to deserve a mention. And now to the good doctor's reply. If ever a letter has countered every accusation and managed to include a full review of the facilities of his product that was nothing short of a bit of free advertising, then this was it. Brilliant! I am a multiface, Bonzo, Discology, Diskette 3, etc. user. To quote Dr. G, backing up is an essential activity in computing. I will go one stage further. If you own a disk drive and the software is only available on cassette, then transferring tape to disk is an essential activity. So come off your holier-than-thou soapbox, Dave Marshall. Can you honestly say that you've never taped a record off the radio or made a copy of a friend's LP? I doubt it. Put your own software house in order first before you start criticizing Romantic Robot. Make your software easy for the consumer to make backup copies, and all your paranoid fears about playground pirates will disappear. Then you can concentrate your also on the real pirates who are stealing your costs, advertising, rent, etc. But thank heavens not your profit. By the way, who are Digital Integration? Bob Adams, Walwyn Garden City. Crikey! Sorry, we had to tone down one or two of your more colourful remarks, Bob. The organisation you refer to as FAST, by the way. You were 1 letter out. I detect here more heat than light from your contribution, though. For example, 1. Why will making backing up easier get rid of playground pirates? 2. How can pirates hit costs but not profits? Are they selective? 3. Surely you can see a moral difference between making copies for personal use and for profit. 4. What's wrong with making a profit? Not practical. Copying for the purposes of legitimate backup is not theft. Indeed, the licenses issued by the vendors of serious software nearly always make due allowance for backup copies. Given that the software is much more expensive than games, the vendors have much more to lose. Yet they do not have the obsession with piracy that most game software houses seem to have. I doubt that the use of multi-face copiers or tape-to-disc utility software makes more than a very minor contribution to piracy, given the playground sales type. It is much easier, quicker, and cheaper to use a twin cassette deck hi-fi than to break into complex protection systems. Yep. If the software vendors want to make a serious contribution of their own to the problems of tape-to-disc copies, they might like to stop ripping off their customers of the cost of discs. Since when did a 3-inch disc cost over £4? Yet I see Anna sealing £7.86 for a copy of Digital Integration's Tomahawk on tape and £11.81 for the same program on disc. I presume a cassette costs more than 5p? And Digital Integration are not alone. Most vendors follow the same iniquitous practice. Given the discounts that they get from bulk purchases of discs, I might suggest that a maximum price differential of 75p still gives them a fair profit. If the game software houses spent half the effort on the quality of their games than they do on complex tape protection systems, we might see the Amstrad CPC used to its full potential. The other half they could spend on promotional giveaways you can only get when you buy the original software, e.g. posters, badges, etc., which would have the effect of discouraging playground piracy. Being on the wrong side of 40 of the goodies would not appeal to me. But if they stopped the constant moaning about piracy, I would put up with them. Christopher Stiggles, Chandler's Ford. A letter that doesn't mention piracy once. My only complaint about Amstrad Action is the decreasing number of reviews for games and the quality of the screenshots are getting poorer. Oh, screenshots will change soon, I'm sure of it. I hope you will do something about this. It seems that you are not able to review games like Victory Road, Rastan Saga, Uridium Plus, The Last Ninja, Rim Runner, Gunship, and Black Lamp. They reviewed Gunship in the last issue. Games for the CPC are getting better as the programs are getting used to using the CPC. However, some software houses are getting sloppy. Electric Dream is a shadow of its former self. Consider the terrible conversions for Super Hang-On, Super Sprint, Fire Trap. The games are no longer electrifying. Please bring back the good old Spin Dizzy days. Activision fares no better. In the past, I looked forward to their releases, but now their conversions are pathetic, and each time I dread looking at their new releases. CPC users should collectively boycott their releases to teach them that they cannot get away scot-free with shoddy conversions. Software houses should also take note that too many projects to complete will only bring down the quality of the conversions. Ocean is one of these guilty parties. Consider Predator, Tank, and Whizball, horrible plus terrible. Imagine and Gremlin are committing the same mistake as Ocean. Too many conversions ending up with substandard works. David Wong, Singapore. Don't assume just because a game is promised, advertised, or even previewed that it's actually coming out tomorrow. The CPC game scene is littered with late arrivals and postponed and cancelled releases. Of the games you mentioned, for example, Victory Road, The Last Ninja, Rim Runner, and Blank Lamp, are all either impending or late. Actually, you can't blame software houses really, because they're dealing with a creative process that cannot be accurately be predicted. After all, no one in their right mind would predict a publication date for a half-written novel, would they? Still, it seems to imply that software houses aren't in their right minds for promising them. Of the others, we reviewed both Uridium and Gunship in AA37, pages 36 and 40. Even though it's difficult with a monthly publication in which so much gets written a while before it appears, we try as hard as we can to print reviews to coincide with releases. We don't always judge it right, of course. Any sign of Heroes of the Lance, US Gold. Yeah, because that hadn't been released when they reviewed that. Enough of piracy, let's get on with the rest. Just Desert. In Microprose's gunship, I have reached the rank of Colonel, with 2 National Defence Service medals, numerous campaign ribbons, 3 Bronze Stars, 2 Silver Stars, 4 Army Commendation Medals, and a Distinguished Service Cross. I have been in pursuit of the highest medal, the Congressional Medal of Honor, for some time, and it still eludes me. Imagine the situation flying a night mission in Western Europe, all reality levels, volunteer hazardous duty against the first-line troops. I successfully destroy all primary and secondary targets, plus some 80 additional targets without so much as a scratch on the helicopter. And upon debriefing, I'm told that I'm peeling potatoes for a week due to dereliction of duty. To be told this after an arduous tour is somewhat frustrating. Do you have an explanation for this? I shall be writing to Microprose to see if they can answer my question. Anthony Perkins, RGN, RMN, RSCN, Bishop Auckland. No, indeed, we're as baffled as you are. We spoke to Microprose's Lang Burgess, who admitted that although he himself experienced the peeling potatoes punishment, that's the first time I've ever heard of anything like that. Now, this is neither a consolation nor an adequate explanation, but if anyone else has had a similarly demoralizing experience, perhaps they should let us know. In the meantime, maybe wondering about Mr. Perkins' impressive military-sounding letters after his name, so were we, so we rang and asked them. Apparently they stand for Registered General Nurse, Registered Mental Nurse, and Registered 6 Children's Nurse. A wee favour. Could you please send me every review you have done, including graphics, sonics, grab factor, staying power, and overall? I've only just bought my computer, and my friend showed me AA and thought it was brill. And if you do, I will know whether to get the game or not. If you did, I'd buy every issue from now on. Mark Braids, Windsor. Before the rest of you say otherwise, no, we didn't make this letter up, or indeed any letter in reaction. Very sorry, Mark, but we do have a magazine to run. Oh, time for Sugar Man. Yay! Air Force One, the US President's private jet. Mayday, mayday, calling all frequencies. Sure, someone's overriding our electronics. We're being forced to land. Dang it! I'll be late for lunch. A distress call from Air Force One. Good thing I can pick up radio frequencies. I can track it by the signal. Of course you can. So, it was you that brought us down. I had to, sir. The entire plane crew and your bodyguards were all KGB double agents. You're in grave peril. Well, thanks for saving me, son. What's your name? Hex Luthor. They put a nuclear bomb in your head when you were asleep, sir. I had to remove your brain to deactivate this bomb. Hey them commies. Stop Luthor. Crash. Game's up, you maniac. Look, I'll make you a deal. I'm going to reprogram his brain with my BioROM synthetic neurons. You want a US government approval for your 9% stake in Micron technology? I'm going to program it to push it through. Soon, I'll just open up his brain case with a laser scalpel and... Zzz. My God, the prison has no brain! Don't be silly, son. Sure I have. It's in my ass. Yep, okay. We know too much now. Beat the odds. Oh dear. We sent Pat McDonald to review a betting program, and he comes back with a certainty. A betting slip. Hang on a minute. Where's the Christmas kitty gone? Course Master. Interest Limited. Bookmakers really go out of business. One reason is that so many of us make punts. Bets based on arbitrary subjective reasons. Any program that aims to assist you to gamble profitably must do so in a logical, objective manner. This is what Coursemaster, a predictor for horse races, tries to do. Coursemaster composes 2 programs, Bank, and Racing. The first is generally called from the second main program. Because the size of this controller program, 36K of BASIC, with 7 type-in pages, only 1 race can be handled at a time. Though the size of the field, together with the number of odds, can be considerable. Better not. Most people don't bet regularly, and this is a good thing. Gambling is a slippery slope to poverty, and you should never bet what you can't afford to lose. The manual points this out, plain and simple, and I totally agree. Gambling should be regarded as a pastime, a bit of fun, like alcohol. It's a good servant, but a bad master. That's enough platitudes, Ed. The drawbacks to the program are that it takes a long time to input all the statistics from all the races. Coursemaster can probably gain you at least some money if you are prepared to continue a long-term betting campaign. The question is, does anyone have the patience to try their hand in such a long-winded manner? Not many, I suspect. Good news, menu-driven, informative manual, real-time betting possible. Bad news, lots of figures to enter. Can take a while to come up with a good tip. There's still only one certainty, rich bookies. For an Amstrad CPC, TV and computer system, you'll want to be sent to your room more often. Yeah. The whole thing. The CPC Language Guide. People who don't know a lot about computers find it very mysterious how these machines can make decisions on their own. What they fail to realize is that computers mimic the decision-making process of human beings exactly. They don't learn how to make decisions. They are told precisely under what conditions to process data in a particular way. Computers have to be told exactly what to do and when to do it. These lists of instructions on what to do are called programs, not programs. Programmers are people who design these lists of instructions. It isn't necessary for them to understand what goes on inside computers or even to come into contact with the machines. If they are fluent in a language that the computer can understand, then they can program and command their machine and all its duplicates scattered around the globe. If you can grasp this much, then you're ready for the rest of this article. Oh. See for yourself. Groan. This is BCPL. I'm sure everyone's heard of BCPL before. Compile or interpret. Compumate a great deal more than for a good deal less. Box of 10 discs at 20 pounds. £2 each. Ooh, bargain. Oh, even got logo. More than a kiddie language. Oh. And Pascal. You've got basic compilers. Hot tips. Pat McDonald brings hope where there was despair. Christmas list. Rebel Star 2, Spectrum C64. Skateboard Joust. Video Classics, Spectrum C64 Amstrad Atari C16 BBC. Night Gunner, Spectrum Amstrad. Peter Packrat, Cauldron 2, International Speedway. Motocross Mania, C64. Billboard, Spectrum C64 Amstrad MSX. What's on your list this Christmas? All available on Spectrum, Commodore 64 and Amstrad unless otherwise stated. So out of all these, one game's on the MSX, and one on the BBC, and one on the C16, and one on the Atari. Whatever Video Classics is. Words work. Word processing help with Pat McDonald. 8-bit port in a storm. AMX mouse. Waterfall on page 88. Oh no, Return of the Jedi. They're popping this one out quickly. Spectrum Commodore Amstrad Amiga ST. May the Force be with you. Always. Problematic. Is it a bird, etc.? No, but it's only Pat McDonald. Age-old question. I'm having trouble transferring your free cassette to disc. When I run the tape, all I get is a found message throughout the tape. Could you please tell me what I'm doing wrong? I cannot get the programs to transfer to disc. My computer is an Amstrad 6128. Is 70 plus too old to start computing? J. Wilton, Bognor Regis. To transfer Dizzy to disk, the S key must be pressed and held down until the game is finished loading. The side B utilities must be saved using a program called OnDisk, which is located right at the end. To use it, simply run OnDisk and press return. Once it's loaded, it will ask you to rewind the tape, so rewind to the beginning of side B and press play. The utilities will now be transferred one by one. On the other hand, if you're talking about programs in general, then prepare yourself for some bad news. Most commercial software is protected against copying, including transfer. This is in spite of your right to back up a program you have bought onto a different medium, tape to disk, disk to tape, tape or disk to ROM. To accomplish this feat, you will need a special tape disk transfer program. Watch the adverts from people like Nemesis and Goldmark Systems who sell such programs. The reason why programs are protected is piracy. Technically speaking, it would be easy to copy programs once protection had been broken. Commercial pirates don't use such methods, but it's generally held to be irrelevant by software companies. As for your age, many of our retired readers see computing as a new challenge. There are young people who cannot understand them, and older people who can. The attitude of, it's too newfangled for me, is just a state of mind. Tricky. Is it possible to connect an Auric MCP40 printer plotter to a CPC? My previous computer system was an Atmos, and I would like to produce graphs and technical drawings. Using a dot matrix printer gives jagged lines and circles. David J. Anderson, Howick. If you mean plug it in directly, then the answer is maybe. Oh, very helpful, I'm sure, Ed. Plotters can either plug in through a serial port, through a Centronics compatible printer port, or through something called an IEE 488 port. Yes, more variations exist. Yet more variations exist. The first two are okay because serial RS-232 to most people ports are widely available as a software to drive them. Centronics plotters would plug into the Amstrad's printer port. The only sticky piece would be an IEE 488. This is an engineer's standard, and getting such an interface and controlling software isn't a simple task. Try a local computer club or a local CPC techie who understands the above paragraphs. It helps you if you have pinouts of the plotter's connector, as well as a technical manual. Micro Blaster. Replay proudly presents the new Micro Blaster joystick. Professional arcade quality, fully micro-switched for the ultimate in game control. Order today and take control. Only £12.95, post-free. Arcade quality. Switchable normal rapid-fire options for extra player control and higher scores. Suitable for use for a wide range of computers and micro and video game machines. Dear Bank Manager, gulp. Having blown his month's wages reviewing Course Master, page 14, how can Pat McDonald recover his credit-worthy status? Home Finance to the rescue! Home Finance stealing software. Sorry. Looking after your money can be complex. What with bank statements, plastic money, easy loans, to say nothing of mortgage arrangements. Then there's all the living expenses, one-off items like car repairs, since we're car repairs one-offs, savings, and buying a copy of AA every month. This is the sort of task for which many people believe computers are ideally suited. Looking after lots of simple calculations, printing out a permanent copy, saving items onto tape or disk. Sure, the jobs themselves are easy enough to do, but it takes a computer program like Home Finance that can turn a pipe dream into reality. Good news! Forces logical structure on your accounts. On-screen reports and indices are lucid, not pricey. Bad news, tape only. Manual lacks clarity. Getting started isn't easy. First Bytes, an assembly language series with Richard Montero. Hackers only. 700, 700 instructions on the Z80? 700, is that much? The arcade compilation of the year, Toto Coin-Op hits. Restan, Flying Shark, Arkanoid Revenge of Doe, Slap Fight, Bubble Bobble, Arkanoid Renegade, Legend of Kage. We'll get to that later. Or probably next week maybe, but we'll see. See how quickly we get to it. The Look, part 3 of our series on graphics. So far in the series we've concentrated on the visible parts of CPC graphics, things you can glean from the manuals or type-ins. It's about time we had some idea of the murkier innards and got some hands-on experience. Fishing for chips. I'll tell you all about the CRTC. Oh, here's the gallery. Here you go. So this is Sylvester here, won R. Patel of Bristol. £20. A self-portrait from Craig Peterson of Saline. R. Patel again, this time inspired by the game Flying Shark. Faster than a speeding bullet, nearly. What's that Pat doing? The first issue we covered screen memory, the last month we touched on basic commands, now we're looking at the hardware, bypassing basic entirely. If you think this course is going fast, you're absolutely right. Of course, we could just go along, placidly describing the scenery, and taking it easy. Not here, but we're circling round and round, exploring features briefly, then returning in a more in-depth look. Repeating this until all secrets are laid bare. That way there's always something new each month, not forgetting the programs that will crop up from time to time. No boss, I haven't forgotten the sprites, the look and education at the speed of light. There's more pictures. It. What is it? Jason Davis of Macclesfield knows, but he's not telling. Duesenberg, a collector's item by R. Patel. Stoke-on-Trent's own John Thorley drew his back garden for the look. House of the Month, courtesy of Jay Walker, artist, radio DJ, and New Zealand middle distance runner. Some mistake, Charlie, Ed. Mrs. T, sorry, but you didn't give us your first name, Hewitt, created this seascape with Smart 2. Any more entries from Norwich? Nice helicopter from Dean May, Wooten Underedge resident and budding artist. B. Sanders, a Brummie, must have been quick on the draw to manage this sketch. Oof. 4 soccer simulators. Oh, we went through this last week too. Oh. Full price Codemaster software, though it's 4 games. Ish. AA Helpline. Absolute beginners, more basically easy way. Crazy Joe's. This one's top 20. Pro Punter. Oh, ooh, another one of these. Invest with Pro Punter. Turn your CPC 618 into an expert racing advisor. Price £57.50, including VAT. I'm glad it includes VAT and postage. Oh, thought it might have been expensive or something. Available now on CPC 6128, all Amstrad PCWs, BBC, Atari ST, IBM and PC machines. Bar CPM, Part 4, First Steps with Richard Montero. Day in the life, the things CBC users do. After a few months of rest and recuperation, Day in the Life makes its return with his decidedly odd contribution from Adam Peters, who lives in Weybridge and needs his head examining at the earliest opportunity. Adam Peters, you should see a psychiatrist immediately. Oh no. Running a successful publishing enterprise isn't easy. Running an unsuccessful one is no piece of cake either. Especially when it takes your printers over a month to print, your suppliers over 3 months to supply. Microsoft sugar knows how long to bring out Fleet Street Editor, and when it does come out, you wonder why you waited, and your brain over a week to produce one sentence of readable English. Spotkick Publications deal in football fanzines, that is to say, football as in the greatest sport known to man, the race, not the sex, and fanzine as in poor quality readable English is not a priority. But typing is, being both messy and time consuming, I decided to steal some money and buy a computer, the gospel according to which advised the 6128, a device which I heeded, purchasing in one big splurge, computer, color monitor, printer, DMP 2160, and desktop publishing software, AMX Stop Press. The invoice that said Stop Press was to follow. It didn't specify a year. The start of the season beckoned, and I could delay no longer. Issue 1 of Spotkick, a general footy mag, was produced using my dumpling printer and a BBC Master borrowed from my brother's school. I continued to hassle the warehouse in Barrow, my phoned and written abuses being fended off with a variety of excuses, which included the manufacturer sent the wrong format, it must be lost in the post, and the marvellous everyone's on holiday. When they ran out of excuses, they sent a replacement, dust cover sheet. I sent it back and eagerly await their next move. The printer's incredible range of excuses was almost matched by Microsoft's at the PC show, where they used every excuse in the book for not having any copies of the CPC version of Fleet Street for sale or on display, despite a plethora of leaflets. These excuses did not include, it's not out yet, or it's still full of bugs. Feeble perhaps, but also true. Still, A Day in the Life isn't here as a vehicle for personal griping, and no, dear readers, it's here to assure disciples of AA, a truly fine publication, that despite what software houses and ST worshippers, same thing surely, might think, a CPC is a damn fine computer, which it is. The BBC recently went back to school, so I purchased Mini Office 2 to process issue 1 of Lenny Lawrence, a Charlton Athletic magazine. The label writer and database will come in very useful with the subscriptions flood in, and the processor knocks hard spaces off, both word-wise and view on the Beeb. Colour and the greatest availability of games is the main reason many word processor users go for Arnold rather than the PCW. And with Mini Office, one can select any of the 27 colours for pen, paper, or border. Black on orange looks stunning. The Beeb doesn't have orange. When it comes to games, I like to play a couple of matches on Gary Lineker's soccer day, usually before bed. So what if it's mind-numbingly easy? My record to date, goals for 316, goals against 8. It's still fun. I'd like to get match day too, but I'd never pay more than £5 for a disc game or $3 for a tape. I'll wait for it to come out on budget or on a compilation, probably about 1993. An average day in the life of my sturdy CPC would include a bit of processing, a bit of soccering, and a bit of programming, adapting AA type-ins and working on my classic Lemonade Stand simulator. Send those discs, cassettes, and SAEs, folks. No other computer is better equipped for combined business and leisure use, and no other computer has a better magazine. Sounds like grovelling, but have you seen the others? I'm just getting to grips with the Pritt stick and elbow greasy saving arrival of my copy of Stop Press. Try getting on the Spectrum or Commodore for less than £100 each on the ST. Looks like I had a lucky escape with Fleet Street Editor. Adam Peters is a certified football supporter. Lenny Lawrence is available. £2 for 3 issues. Get a 3 metal lapel badge, but don't hold it against them. Oh, we got this again. Action test. It's time for games, finally. It's only been an hour. Stand clear, it's a pile of games. After a quiet issue on the games front last month, no master game, we make up for it with two truly exceptional games, Cybernoid II and Savage. In the end, Cybernoid just clinched the verdict, though there were some busted exchanges in the office. The Ed lost as usual. Two other terrific games, ImageWorks Fernandez and the Domark Elite joint venture Live and Let Die, plus a whole host of others well worth the asking price, round off a hectic month's reviewing. And expect even more next month, which sees a traditional Christmas rush of crackers and turkeys. Anyone for an early mince pie? So here's a list of games. 1, 2, 3. 14 games again, and a compilation, and you've got previews as well. I suppose the games is going to be a multi-game thing. Dave Thompson's in a big test. Not looking forward to that one. Anyway, first game is 1943, The Battle of Midway. Alright, what's this? Capcom. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. Question. When was the Battle of Midway? June 3rd to the 5th, 1942. Very good. Go to the top of the class and jump off. As historians and fans of PSS rave Battle for Midway will recall, it marked the turning point for the Battle for the Pacific. So why should Capcom bring out a game about the Battle of Midway and call it 1943? Well, because it's a sequel to the highly acclaimed, by whom, 1942. Simple, what could be easier? Anyway, you're the pilot of a P-38 Lightning fighter bomber on a mission from God. On a mission to seek and destroy the entire Japanese Air Force and Navy single-handed. This is no ordinary P-38 though. Extra weapons can be picked up to help on the destruction. A second player can also join in and provide simultaneous two-player action. Down near the side of the vertically scrolling playing area is a status panel for each player. Your score, number of rolls remaining, and an energy bar are all shown on the panel. Run out of energy, and it's time to join the great squadron in the sky. Cue violins, reload game. There are two main stages, air-to-air combat and ground attack. In air-to-air combat, you have to shoot down the hordes of Japanese planes as they come towards or fly away from you. The fighters come in a variety of formations, and surprisingly enough, they can shoot you, no matter which way their plane is facing. One shot sends them down in a ball of flame. Enemy bombers appear occasionally and shoot at you with their tail gunners. Several hits are required to blow them out of the sky. There are two ground attack targets, shipping and a huge plane. To destroy the shipping, you have to blast all the gun turrets. Of course, the guns have fire back at you. It'd be boring if they didn't. If you fail to destroy all the ships, then you'll have to attempt the attack again. Don't remember that in the arcade version. The big plane has 4 engines, each of which is armed with a gun. Yes, it does sound stupid. The screen stops scrolling when you're attacking the plane and only continues when all the engines have been destroyed. A destroyed engine can't shoot back. Colour is used adequately and the scrolling is smooth, if a little flickery. Animation is functional. That's about all. A good tune plays continuously and sound effects are explosive. It may not be the most mind-blowingly original game of all time, but that doesn't stop it from being fun to play. The 2-player option makes it more competitive. You can fight over who gets the bonus objects for a start. Just wish someone could explain the logic behind that title. First day target, 50,000 points. Second opinion, compare 943 with Flying Shark. And 943 comes out miles ahead. Unfortunately, some of the main features of the game are still as bad. The scrolling, although faster, is flickery. And there are too few stages to the game. It's fun and it'll keep you happy for a while, but to my mind there hasn't been any improvement on this game since Light Force. Green screen view, tricky but still playable. Shoot the POW and earn a bonus feature. Or you can just pick up the POW restores all your life, all your health. Not just a little bit like in the arcade version. It restores all of it. The verdict. Graphics 74%. Smoothish vertical scrolling. More animation would have helped. Sonic 68%. Good continuous tune. Grab factor 77%. Simultaneous 2-player action. Very easy to get into. Staying power 64%. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase in difficulty much, and there are only 4 different stages before it starts to repeat. AA rating 72%. A fun, gratuitous shoot 'em up to while away a few hours. Okay. Let's get started. I want you to play something. Okay. Off we go. I got choose protection system. I'm still using this. Where's the hexagon protection system? Whatever happened to that? Is that later? $9.43. Probe. Go. Should use gold label. Jason, joystick. The trademark for the year 1943. Let's go. Music plays throughout, so let's go. Offensive target, may you fight bravely. Music and sound effects at the same time. Oh, spoiled. I remember to... Ow. Screenshot is there all the range? Just like the arcade version, it stops bullets. For whatever reason, it has range. Okay. Yes, and when you take a hit, you lose your weapon. Instead of having a timer for it, like in the arcade version. Way. Oh, I took a hit already. Oh, there, it's gone. There's a little bit of life. You take a hit. Oh, I got a hit. Yellow bullets on a white background is a little difficult to see. Yeah. fire. Visual contact with surface forces confirmed. Commencing attack. Is that it? Okay. Round clear bonus. Offensive target. May you fight bravely. Get our shotgun back. Oh, I got that. Oh well. Ow. 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 Damn it, really? That's gone. And I will get a life back. Oh, no. Looking from behind now. Oh. I should have gone with the shotgun. Huh? Visual contact with service forces confirmed. Commencing attack. Oh. or plain. Well, that was hard. Defensive target, but you fight bravely. What, no round bonus? We do have a roll. I have no idea how it works. Oh. Surface forces confirmed. Commencing attack. There's might have been a mistake on the stage. Keep stopping all the bullets. Ah. Didn't see the bullets coming. Yeah, it's much easier. clear bonus. Oh, we got a 50,000. Prince of Targa, may you fight bravely. Ow. 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 Damn it. So I still have a shotgun. Oh, that's getting a little low. Do something about that. There we go. Fixed. Visual conduct of Service Forces confirmed. Commencing attack. Alright, the plane again. I don't think the game might be able to be looping. Oh. It's easier about the shotgun. Huh? Yeah, the game just plays forever. I think it's about as much as there is, really. What is it? Maybe 8 stages? But no. Hard to tell. The thing is, the game's way too easy because how gives you your life back? Anyway, that's pretty much all it is. The same few stages over and over. Anyway, we'll move on. Right, next game is Cybernoid II by Hewson. 9.99 cassette, 14.99 disc, joystick or keys. Raphael Kiko, this is your life. Chico, you know how to pronounce it. Made its first mark on the CPC with Equinox, way back in issue 10. It was raved with a very respectable rating of 83% and a high graphics score of 87%. Chico's second game, Exelon, went one step further and was master game in AA24. The graphics in Exelon was a substantial improvement on Equinox, and gameplay was even better. Put simply, Exelon consisted of loads of screens for a wide variety of hazards to avoid or destroy. Extra gadgets could be found or collected to give you a better chance of reaching the end of the level. The next step was Cybernoid, also a master game, issue 32. It played similarly to Exelon, but had many more extras to strap onto your ship. It played similarly to Exelon, but had many. See that. Precise timing was required to negotiate some of the hazards, and rather than always moving to the right as you did in Exelon, the other two dimensions of up and down were used too. Yeah, that's the three dimensions: right, up, and down. Right, Raphael Chico, author of Exelon and the original Cybernoid, proudly presents yet another blast and think game to keep you frustrated at your keyboard for hours on end. In Cybernoid, reviewed issue 32, 91%, a bunch of real nasty pirates were stealing gear and generally being dead unpleasant all over the place. As you will no doubt recall, however, you eventually managed to thwart their wicked plans, but now, surprise, surprise, they're back with a bang and up to the same old stuff again. Your ship has been redesigned and equipped with even more weapons to blast the baddies. Go get 'em. If you're familiar with Cybernoid, you'll instantly feel at home with the sequel. The screen layout is identical. A status panel across the top and a fixed screen playing area covering the rest. In the status panel, there are 4 boxes, each one containing different information: lives, score, weapon, and time. At the start of play, you have 4 lives and bonuses are awarded as you progress. The score box is split into 2, a normal score and cargo. Cargo points are only added to your score at the end of a stage. Your objective is to collect as much cargo as possible, blast the pirates, and get to the end of the stage. Do all these and you get lots of bonus points, and get to try your hand at the next series of interconnecting screens. Cybernoid had some of the very nasty timing problems, and you'll be happy, or miserable, to know that there are plenty in the sequel. But in some locations, and also when some of the pirates are blasted, extra weapons are dropped. It can be strapped onto your ship. You can have rear firing guns, an orbiting ship to fire with you, and a dirty grey ball to bash things with. Your ship's armed with a laser, and there are also 7 other weapons that you can use by pressing the appropriate numeric key. They are bombs, time bombs, shields, bouncing bombs, seekers, smart bomb, and tracers. Bombs travel forwards and either move down or up an arc, depending on which way your ship's moving. Time bombs can be deposited behind you to catch anything that follows closely, and bouncing bombs fly all over the screen, annihilating anything they hit. You can activate some shields for temporary invulnerability to everything on some of these really nasty screens. Problem is, every screen's a nasty screen. Seekers are intelligent missiles that never miss their target. They only go for static targets and ignore their pirates. A smart bomb destroys everything on screen, and tracers run around the edge of the screen, bumping into pirates and killing them in the process. Unfortunately, you have only limited supply of each type of weapon, but bonus ones can be picked up by collecting some of the pirate cargoes. All weapons are replenished when a life is lost, but strap-on weapons are destroyed. The pirate defences come in many shapes and sizes: bouncing aliens, caterpillars, spaceships, gun batteries, missiles. Bouncing aliens and their horizontal counterparts come in pairs. They can't be destroyed, so unless you're willing to use up a valuable shield, you'll have to work out the timing to get past them. Caterpillars travel around the screen and are likewise indestructible. The pirates in their spaceships fire at you or collide, though a burst of laser fire eradicates them. Missiles stick to the floor or ceiling and launches you when you pass over them. Gun batteries are shielded, and so you must hit when they're firing at you, or shots will just bounce off. To Raphael Chico's credit, they're up to the usual high standard in all his games. Some sprites occasionally erase each other, but other than that, they're flicker-free, colourful, and very detailed. Sound effects are excellent too, as is the continuous tune. The gameplay is just as addictive and frustrating as in Cybernoid. Cybernoid II is a fine, fierce, fun game. If there is a criticism, it's that it lacks starting originality. We covered the subject of sequels in AA a couple of months back, and this is an excellent example of a sequel that is not sufficiently different. Chico's work goes from strength to strength, but what would really provide the icing on the cake would be something of stupendous unexpectedness. How about it, Raphael? First day target, complete stage 1. These are a few of my favourite things. Bombs. 20 are initially loaded onto your ship, used to destroy missiles and heavy gun emplacements. Time bombs. When dropped out of the back of your ship, they wait a few seconds and then blow up, destroying anything nearby. There are 10 time bombs. Defense shield. Gives total invulnerability to everything for a short while. Useful for negotiating narrow gaps occupied by indestructible aliens or caterpillars. Note, only one defense shield is fitted to the ship. Bouncing bombs. Some screens have blocks that must be destroyed and can't easily be hit. Bouncing bombs throw out 4 blobs that go all over the place, destroying whatever they hit. 4 sets fitted. Seekers. Homing missiles that go for missiles and gun batteries, but never miss. Note, you only have 5 and care must be taken when you use them. Smart. Alien and gun emplacements go kaboom when this goes off, but only one is installed in your ship. Tracker. 2 stored on board. They travel around the edge of the screen, destroying whatever they hit. Second opinion. Brilliant. Why? Simply because of the frenetic and totally outrageous gameplay. Your fingers go from the keyboard to the joystick and back without going through intervening points. At least they have to if they're going to beat it. Drop everything else and get this. Green screen, no complaints. The verdict. Graphics 93%, up to the high standards, high quality stuff you expect from RC. Bright, colourful and flicker free. Sonic 87%, brilliant tune plays throughout. Sound effects are just as good. Grab factor 93%, frustratingly addictive, but a touch too frustrating at first. Staying power 89%, plenty of screens to puzzle and blast your way through. Once you've done it, you probably won't come back. AA rating 90%, a very good game, but perhaps a little too similar to Cybernoid. Alright, off we go. Alright. Click the window, it helps. Give it focus. That way you can type into it. Nope. Yeah, you gotta play a sequel of a game that is rather hard. Cybernoid II by Rafael Chico. Graphics by Hugh Binns. Music by Dave Rogers. Cybernoid II. Copyright 1988. Houston. I pushed. It's a quick ride. No, that's just the control. Okay. Never mind. You gotta get through this gap to start with. 5 bounces, not. Oh, and I got hit with that. Good. Rear shot. Cargo. About getting killed. That's this thing. Oh, where'd that come from? Ah. Well, that's that. 4 lives, all you need. Let's try again. Can we get this a while? Yeah, let me just keep going. Oh, we go at the top if I move quickly. No, we don't! Over here. Oh, you getting fast. You go for the big one last one, aren't you? Oh jeez. Fall right into that, huh? And shoot that. Jesus, this is gonna be fun. Ugh. Hey, the missiles first, you stupid. Oh jeez, that thing's going fast. Oh jeez. I could combine everything on the previous game with one screen. Everything. Don't be going through those tight spaces while things are shooting at you. That's stupid. Oh. I think I prefer the original Cybernoid. It felt a little bit more doable. Alright, last attempt. There's a seeker. No missiles on the stage. Here we go. Oh, what the what was that? Game wants you dead. Oh jeez. What to use? Oh, ooh, that's close. Stay out of here. Yeah, I was not feeling good this time. Oh. Can I not give those gaps? Ah. Right on. Okay, it's a hurry up thing. Right, you put on a hurry up thing. Alright, one last go. What? Really? Just shoot that out, huh? Oh! Close. How about we restart? No, kill me. Restart. Being stupid. Try again. Okay, we're gonna shoot that thing. Oh. Something came out. That's mean. Okay. I'm gonna wait for this. Oh, I got the shield. I just used the shield. Oh! That happened. That thing's throwing suicide bullets. Okay, that thing's not destroyable. Oh wow. Let's go where you got iframes. Oh, what? Really? I had a shield! What are you on about? Yeah. I had a shield! How do you die with a shield on? Okay. We'll move on. We'll move on. I was expecting to get anywhere near finishing the first stage or anything. Alright. Next game. Next game is Savage. The Firebird. $9.99 cassette. $14.99 disc. Joystick or keys. Take one axe-wielding homicidal maniac, lock him up in a jail cell, let him escape, and what happens? He goes charging around the dungeons, chopping things up, grabbing everything not bolted down, and exit out the door. That's what. You are that axe-wielder in Savage. Probably the best-looking CPC game ever. There are 3 different levels, each loaded separately, and a password is required for you to stand any chance in the second and third games. There's also an introduction program, which is a large scrolling message that fills you in on the scenario. In the first game, you run around the castle, chopping monsters and collecting things to help your violent cause. You have a very large and colourful sprite running around horizontally scrolling castle corridors. Hordes of monsters stand in your way and they drain your energy as long as they're in contact with you. Some big monsters lurk and they take loads of hits before they explode in a technicolor bang. In some places there are holes on the floor which must be leapt over. Complete the level and you receive the password for level 2. Level 2 is a completely different viewpoint. You look out across Death Valley, which is viewed in 3D, and travel forwards at incredibly high speed in an attempt to escape the valley. Large and ugly monoliths litter the valley floor, and in collision with any of them loses you a life. If you have the password from game 1, then you have 3 lives. Otherwise, you only have 1. To continue into level 3, you must go through 3 sub-levels, each trickier than the previous. To complete a sub-level, you must kill a set number of monsters that wander amongst the monoliths. During your journey across the valley, you discover that your true love has been kidnapped and imprisoned in the castle. You arrive back at the castle, but at a different entrance to the one you left from. Since you can't fly, you call upon your eagle friend, who enters the castle in your place. Water, spiked pits, bouncing rocks, and demonic guardians infest the castle, and all must be dealt with if you ever to complete your rescue mission. Like part 2, you only have 1 life unless you have the password for 3 lives. In all 3 levels, the graphics are absolutely excellent. Without any doubt at all, the best has been on the CPC for many, many months. Animation of the sprites is good, and there's a little flicker considering their size. Sounds are good, and the tunes are of a similar standard to the graphics, although there are no tunes during play. If the gameplay was as good as the graphics, then we'd have a master game on our hands, but unfortunately that's not. The difficulty is set about right in all but the second level, which is far too tough. It can be done, but you'll end up very frustrated when you have just one more of the bad guys to eradicate, and then you hit a monolith, losing your only remaining life. The other 2 games are both frustrating and difficult, but not impossibly so. Practice will get you through in the end, a tremendous game but lacking in long-term appeal. First aid target, complete level 1. Second opinion. Savage is the height of the frustration addictiveness graphics equation, and it makes all great games great. And what's been achieved in its graphics is just breathtaking. It makes other games look lame in comparison. If the look of a game is important to you, and surely it is, you'll love Savage. There's lots of nostalgic overtones of games such as Trantor, Space Harrier, and Alchemist, And you're left with a spicy taste that's a whole new flavour. Savage flavour. Green screen view. Looks brilliant. The verdict. Graphics 95%. Huge, well animated and colourful sprites. Best graphics in many moons. Sonic 68%. Some good tunes and sound effects. Grab factor 87%. Run around, kill monsters and look at the graphics in disbelief. Difficulty increases as your skill does. Staying power 77%. 3 very different levels to complete. Level 2 is too difficult, but don't let it put you off completing the game. A rating 86%. It looks brilliant, it sounds brilliant, and it is brilliant. Huh? Play the meme game now. Huh? Here we go. Alright. Alright. Oh, crack throw. We'll look at the intro first. This is also by Probe Software. Savage. Fired by rage, Savage plunges into an orgy of violence, wielding his trusty battle axe in a manic fighting frenzy, dispatching all who stand in his way. Ahead of him awaits a labyrinth of dank and gloomy dungeons, conceiving a myriad of demons and ghouls, all ready to put a bloody end to his attempt to escape. The battle-crazed Savage will have to use all his skill and experience as a master of hand-to-hand combat to overcome this, the ultimate challenge. When the conflict of the castle dungeons is ended and Savage has escaped from the castle, you will have to fight the defenders of Death Valley, whose aim is to stop all who seek to escape from the area. The viewer is now through Savage's eyes as he scans the area, seeking ways to avoid the attackers and the monoliths that rise as if to stop his progress. Halfway through the attack, Savage discovers that his escape from the castle is a trick to keep his maiden love imprisoned forever. At this point, Savage makes the decision to return to the castle to reclaim his magical powers and rescue his maiden from the clutches of the Dark Guardian. However, the path he chooses to the castle brings him to a different and locked entrance. Unable to enter, Savage is to call upon his trusty eagle to fly through the labyrinth to rescue his maiden. Can you be the supreme fighting machine? Savage. Copyright Probe Software Limited. Published by Firebird. The entire game is written and designed by David Perry and Nick Bruty as the first project in their new partnership. Poor old Ferg got all the hassle and his high blood pressure. Jesse Brooke did the music and Dave Shea did the wacky effects. Also hi to Janice, my loved one. Mum, Dad, Kenny, Pickles, Alien, Max1000, Nick's sister, Chris, Shaggy, Raffles, Dave, Nike, Patsky, Simon, Tony, Brain, and Braun Lil, 8, PDS, Darren, Billy, Ferg, Debbie, and Brandy, Bo, Doggy Breath. Load up the game and have a good go. Savage. That's your intro. We have to restart it, of course. Let's run this. Run Savage. Alright. Number 1. Savage by Probe Software Limited. Published by Firebird. Authors D. Perry N. Bruty. These are keys. Escape to abort a game. Check for joystick. Get going! Alright. Here's our game. Down to pick up. Right, just get generated without noticing. Yup, I guess so. Shoot! Oh no, I thought I got him. Got him. Alright. What the hell is that thing? Energy! Energy! He's not low on energy. And careful! Jump! And fall! I'm dead. Dead from something I don't know what. My life was full. Whoops! Whoops! Now an extra strength treasure and lives bonus. Press a key. Savage by Probe Software. Play it again! G for joystick. Right on. Shoot. go already. Don't fall. Oh, there's a shark down there. Oh. Ah. There's energy. Oh, jeez. Damn it. Just get generated. And explode. Whoops. Extra strength, treasure, and lives bonus. Well, that was worse. This game's hard. See, everything just kills you. Can we go left? That's just the wall. Other way! Energy! And fall. Oh! I love she's hanging around my feet. It gets half my life. Energy! Oh. Down we go. Now you get energy ups. Oh! Death on contact? Whoops. Press a key. Energy! Oh, get off me! Get off me! That's fair. Oh, get off! Just fly on you. You're supposed to avoid that. I got energy back. Lightning! Go fast, straight. Oh, fire. Oh dear! Oh, no, I fell in. Whoops! No extra strength treasure. No, it's bonus. Press the key. Savage by Probe Software Limited. Guess we have to look at the other levels too, right? Two. Okay, normal. President Savage. Dave and Nick. Right, now you know who wrote this game, if you didn't already know. Well, I suppose we should look up the passwords, I guess, for this, shouldn't we? Password is Sabata. Right. Try it. Correct! You now have 3 lives. Oh, we need them. Start off at them. Off we go. Oh, okay. 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 Ow! Oh, God. Game over! Okay. Ow! Oh, jeez. Ow! Ugh. Oy. Game be hard. Try again. Ow. Oh. Ah! Oh! Great. Oh, God. Ah! Oh, we're gonna go up and down, of course. Maybe that's gonna help. Damn it. So stupid! Oh! Ah! That thing was hiding behind it! Oh, come on! Oh, really? No! How are you supposed to get through that? No! Uh, uh. Oh! Sure, some of these monoliths just move. Ah! 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 Level 3. Past I think was Fergus, if I remember correctly. Savage from Probe Software by David Perry and Nick Bruty. 1. Play with keyboard. 2. Play with joystick. 3. Enter code from level 2. Escape aborts game. Correct. You now have 3 lives. So that's all the music you get. Right? Booty. Oh, get off me. Oh! Boot disintegrates if it touches water. Duly noted. Right. Oh. Well, that's going well. Oh, bird's dead. Get off. Spikes. Spikes, I'm sure they're deadly. Why can they fly through walls? Bird's dead. Flattened. Oh, jeez. Oh, what? Ah, spikes. Well. Okay, this is safety. Okay, like that. Okay. Okay, that cauldron refills life. That's something. Oh, don't touch it. Forbid you touch anything. Kill it eventually. You can't shoot diagonally. Why on earth would you ever want to do that? Oh, destroy it. Oh! Water. Everything's deadly. Hey, you can't shoot up. Shoot left and right. Shoot up though, no. I can't do that. Spikes! What? Don't go anywhere near spikes. Usually if you see them, it's too late. Oh, that's savage. Let's move on. Next game is Fernandez Must Die by Imageworks. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. El Diablo, no present for translating that one, is a little South American state under the tyranny of the evil General Fernandez. Desperate situations justify desperate remedies, and decidedly unchuffed with the situation, you take it upon yourself to liberate your country. Hooray! By killing the dirty despot. Fernandez, unlike some South American dictators whose names I could mention, is too sensible to ask the people whether they want him or not, so he must die. This, one of the first fruits of the much vaunted new Microsoft fable, is 1 or 2 player assignment. A score panel runs across the top of the screen, and below it is your energy meter and a number of grenades and lives left. The rest of the screen is made up of a scrolling playing area viewed from above. You're the man in the shiny blue helmet, heavily outnumbered by the ones in green. A map of the exceptionally and commendably large playing area can be called up at any time. A flashing dot indicating your position. There are basically 2 stages to the game, outside in El Diablo's war-torn countryside and inside buildings. The outside world is a dangerous place, filled with hordes of Fernandez's men, tanks, aircraft, and mines. A blast of machine gun fire deals with the troops, but grenades are needed to blow up the tanks. Succeed in destroying a tank, though, and some grenades are deposited on the ground for you to collect. Planes fly down the screen, dropping bombs, Red Cross parcels, and super troops. Red Cross parcels restore your dwindling health, and super troops are more dangerous. There are plenty of buildings in El Diablo, and blowing them up is as productive as it's fun. Inside, you're likely to find gold or ammo. Bridges also cross the rivers, and apparently you can't swim because 1 drop of water is fatal. So much for realism. Scattered around El Diablo are jeeps, which you can get into and blast the enemy with. While you're inside the jeep, it takes damage rather than you until it falls to pieces beneath you. I've got a car over there like that, Ed. When you're inside a building, it's time to rescue the peasants who have been imprisoned by Fernandez. They can be freed by blowing their cells open. Enemy soldiers are also inside the buildings, and they need to be dealt with in the usual manner. Grenades and gold can be found inside the buildings. Your mission is to destroy the 8 bases of Fernandez and get as much glory as possible. Points are awarded according to how many vehicles, buildings, troops, and bases are destroyed. Freeing prisoners and collecting gold also adds to your score. A bonus life is obtained when you destroy a base. If you like green games, you'll love this, since just about every shade possible is used at one time or another. The vertical scrolling is smooth and fast. Enough. The sprites are flicker-free and well animated. An excellent tune plays throughout the game, and the sound effects are pretty smart too. The playing area is large, and completing the game is going to take a long time. The only criticism is that the action is a bit on the sedate side for really manic players who could perhaps become bored eventually. This is the first ImageWorks release on the CPC, and it gets the label off to a cracking start. Bamboozle is coming soon, and let's hope it's as good. First day target, destroyed 2 bases. Watch out for the low-flying aircraft. Woo-hey, woo-hey, here we go. Free those prisoners. Second opinion. Fernandez must die. The whole emphasis of the game lies in slaughtering hordes of the opposition and then toppling the big guy himself. Compared to this, Rambo is Mary Poppins. But that apart, this is exceedingly enjoyable. Looks terrific and sounds fabulous. Green screen view. Green, green, green. Verdict. Graphics 84%. Smooth vertical scrolling. Very green graphics. Sonics 83%. Excellent continuous tune. Terrific sound effects. Grab factor 84%. Very demolishable landscape. Confusing for the first few games. Staying power 78%. Vast playing area. Not exactly frantic action. AA rating 83%. A tremendous start to a new label. Huh? Alright. Fernandez. Alright, Inventrix 988. Wait, kids, music on or off? Joystick, joystick. Blast down. Over there. Come! Running over everything. Whee! Ugh. Those mines. Yes, those are the pediment mines. Ow! Dead. Okay. Yeah. I like the controls of this Jeep, it's weird. It does things you don't expect it to. Oh, so he's turning around me. How do I get in there? Okay. Oh. Oh! Those are the grenades. Get in the car. Train. Oh. Really? I couldn't get through that gap. Could go this way, huh? I don't know about these sound effects sometimes. There we go. Oh no, this is going to be difficult. Okay. Through. Aim a damn thing with this. I don't have any grenades left. So I'm sort of stuck. I need more grenades. Almost dead as well. And okay, I got grenades back. I cannot destroy that. A tank. There we go, let's run it. Alright, there you go, that's a grenades back. Oh no, dying. So how do we call this map up? Oh, look at that. Okay, now what do I do? Do I progress past here then? Thing tells me that, oh, there's a door here. How did I not notice that? Can we get out of the car? This car's stupid. Come on over here. That'll get me out of the car. Hit it, thank you. I think the music might be a little broken. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, grenade it to open it. Oh, you can grenade those open now. Oh, there's a time limit. Let's go back. Should I go down? Push that down. Oh, it's dead. Oh, health back. You should come down from the start, I think. Now look at that map. That's the base. That's one base. Now I can head up. That tank's in the wrong place. I do need more grenades. Put down, I keep using them accidentally too. Alright, these are more grenades, that's good. That's helpful. dead. You've been awarded the Purple Heart. Game over. Yeah, I get the feeling their sounds are all broken. Ugh. Yeah. Let's try some other version. See if this one works better. No? I don't know what that means. I don't know French. Fernandez. Okay. Good up, thank you. Come on, open the door. Oh jeez. No, never mind. Oh jeez. Oh, that kills you instantly, huh? Don't mess with the boats then. I question the collision addiction a bit too. Here we go. There's the mine. Tank. Base. Yeah, this version seems to be working better as far as the sound goes. Grenades from in here. And this thing's up on the side. A map for rooms. Indeed. Okay. You can't get it from the side. That's cheating, probably. Right. Okay, let's go. This is quicker, I guess. No, it doesn't seem that much quicker. I need to get get out of this damn thing now. Alright, yeah. Ooh, health. Ooh. There you go. I need to go to the relief. Oh, no, stop it. That was all there was in here. Stupid base right down here. Guess I can't do that, huh? It's after 11 o'clock. Got the 2 bases we want. Got our 3 target score. Oh no! Oh, yeah. What? I died twice here, huh? Was the tracks electrified or something?